Hello everyone and welcome to a shader stream. Tonight we're gonna code some live shaders here, and then after an hour we're gonna rate Monsieur Soleil to join their shader jam, Cookie Collective Shader Jam or something in Paris today, where we have like online coders and some DJs on there live. And I don't know about the setup much, but I'm excited and I will be there also participating. So yeah. We're also today testing a new version of Bonzomatic. It's Bonzomatic 12 that came out just like some days ago. So let's hope everything goes well with that. Yeah. So what are we gonna code today? Because I am not sure. Also the factor of the FFT is quite high. Or like the factor that the FFT is affecting to the scene at the moment. That was one thing that changed in the Bonzomatic. So yeah. So they have now tried to smooth the FFT so it doesn't depend on the volume level of your computer that much. So it's more about the same in the receiving end as the sending end. So yeah. And the robot voice Italo synth music is I can't speak today, is something to us by Scenesat, brought to us by Scenesat and Demosceners in general. Oh, there is FFT smooth factor. Well, if this is the config that they are using, then I should probably use this too. I'm slowly trying to learn a little bit about shaders to be able to do one from a 4K demo. That's awesome, Muffin Trap. That's definitely awesome. If you need any help or anything, just please ask. And, well, join my Discord. And, yeah. I bet you find people who are glad to help you there if you want help. It's not like you need it, but you might want it. I released a repository of my shaders in GitHub like a week ago or something. It's still a mess and it has missing shaders, but there are shaders that I've done during the streams and during different jams and shader royales. So it's all there now. And yes, there are files named. I don't know what this is, because I don't. So, Discord. There it is. Discord invite link. But let's start coding for today. I'm gonna kind of go with the flow with Scenesat today because I try to tune myself into jamming mode. If you have some ideas what I should try, be free to suggest those in the chat. I'm usually quite happy to have someone give me ideas what to do. Especially today because I'm totally scatterbrained today. More than like usually. And that's a lot. Okay. Alright. just let others know that I'm already sending if they want to test anything. Kaleidoscopic effect. Yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, it's about space folding. Basically, you want to mirror space when you do kaleidoscopes. I like to do them in 3D because I don't really... I'm actually quite bad with 2D graphics, so it's easier for me to do 3D. Let's just get this more steady black screen for a bit, so we don't have all the things blinking. Better. Yeah. So yeah, I use a bit different coordinate system than here, so I'm gonna change this a bit and probably just rename it. Just because I might want to use this one later to access textures that are in screen space, and now I'm normalizing the coordinate systems from -1 to 1, so yeah. And now they are from 0 to 1, so this is why I do this. And then I just like to write it this way. It really doesn't matter. But as we are not doing anything to the UV, why should we? Why should we divide that? So this is basically aspect correction, and by the way, we are doing this to Q, not UV. So yeah. And we can get rid of this one as well, because we're not going to use that. Let's start with the camera for 3D space. We need some ray origin, or basically the position where the viewer is. And then we need the look at position. I'm gonna be facing the z-axis minus z-axis direction. And now based on this we can calculate the axis. So basically z-axis is, well, look at minus the origin normalized. And then this is the cross product of z and up, which we haven't defined, so up is just simply this way this time. And y is normalized cross product of x and z, and the direction mattered, as we learned last time. I mean, not the direction, but the order mattered. And now we get the right direction vector, which is also normalized because it's direction. So basically we build a camera matrix here, divided with a magic vector of some viewport stuff. Right. And then we need to run marching loop. It gets the right origin and the right direction. And we need some epsilon thing defined, or like, yeah, some constant value of epsilon. It's the value how I can't type today, how near we can go to an object before we think that we are on the surface of it. Okay, we also need bar value that could be something like 60. And then we need the value that how many steps we take. Let's say 64, because why not? I like power of 2s. Doesn't really matter. And then we go marching. And we need also a single function that gets the position in space. And let's just have a sphere here now. Unit sphere. Or unit ball, actually. Unit ball it is. And we can get it here. And the ending condition. Oh, something happened. Hey, Felice Maggie, and thank you for the follow. We are gonna do some kaleidoscopic stuff today. By suggestion of Muffin Trap, and I've tried to explain a bit what we are doing here. So now we start marching, and if we hit the surface, then we want to change the color of the object. So this is the boring starting screen of everything. Monsieur Soleil is hosting the jam later. The info is on LiveCode site on Demozoo. Demozoo LiveCode site. Yeah, what I'm doing now is... And now we have the sphere there. So basically, we get this distance that we marched. And if the distance is less than far, we know that we hit the surface because of this condition here. And then we shade the surface. And when we know that we hit, or even if we don't hit, we can just get the position, the place in the space that we marched to with the ray equation, which is, this is useful for shading, which is just the same as here. So basically, ray origin, the point where we started from, and just the ray direction times the amount that we stepped. So that is the position in space where we landed. But where the kaleidoscopic stuff comes from, the interesting things happen in the scene, of course. Interesting things happens in the scene. Well, let's do a function for the sphere where we get the position in the space and some radius of the sphere, so we can do different size spheres if we want to. So the sphere equation is the length of the position vector and minus the radius of the sphere. So basically, yeah. And now if we want to start doing some, well, interesting stuff, what happens here? I'd like to take the position to this kind of temp variable, so I don't mess up with this value, and some compilers don't let you overwrite that value, so because it's given parameter, so it might give you some compatibility issues if you just use it. So that's why this variable. It's also easy to reset when you do this. So yeah. What we do in the kaleidoscopes is that we start mirroring the space somehow. So we can say that the space take an absolute value which gives you a symmetry, and then shift the symmetry a bit. Let's do this very simple example. Let's put the sphere radius to 1. So we see that we have now 4 spheres here. I can do also like this, and only do this in X direction. When you don't, then you don't see that there is also the other spheres there. But now you see those. So that's basically what we do. And we do this continuously in for loop. So we get it interesting. Okay, the music is a bit loud compared to my voice. Is it better now? I can also do this, so I hope it's better. Oh, where am I writing? Here. So we do this here, and we get the thing exploding, basically. We can just do this. To show it better. So we have 4 spheres here with the space stretch. So yeah. So we basically consecutively take the symmetry and offset it somehow. And we can also do some rotations here at this point. We'll do this too, so we can get this nice symmetry going on. Rotate function, I use this one that I learned from the Mercury library. So it takes the axis that we rotate. So not the one that it's locked, but the one that we rotate. The ones that rotate. Like these. If we want to rotate with this axis, we give the parameters for this 2 axis. And this is a locked one. So yeah. I find it more intuitive than the 3D matrices. So basically, we just do this. We take the cosine of the angle and that times b plus sine of the angle times y minus p. And that's rotate function. So we could also rotate this. So yeah. For example, like this. Haha. Yeah, I need to let's do this. So now we get rotating the space. And then instead of using fixed numbers, we can, of course, we could also use the I here. Basically, yeah. If we want to do something very odd. And this is how we get the kaleidoscopic things. But usually what we want to do is use the time as a variable, or FFT as a variable. So we get this kind of kaleidoscopic stuff going on. And then we maybe want to also do a shift in the z-axis, so we get more dimensions here. And then we just arbitrarily rotate it with different axes. So let's do this one. Let's do it with FFT that I haven't yet defined. So let's do that now here. In Bonzomatic we have these kind of FFT textures here ready made. So it's really kind of easy to do that. So now let's comment out time rotations for a bit, so we can see though now that we are rotating the space with the FFT. It's kind of different movement. We can also do some multiplier here. Maybe not that much though. It's a bit harsh. Maybe that much. And then just adjust the speed, how fast we do the rotations. And we can also do this more times, less times. This is basically if we do it just once. Because these are done after this, we get static image. If it was like here, then we get it rotating. But yeah, I like to put it this way. So yeah. And then we just find a nice number. And then we decide how to shade. We can do some Phong shading, or we can do some path tracing, or we can do some totally hacky shading, also shading based on the distance. I don't know how this works, but let's check it out. I need to come with edges. So from 0 to I don't know. We get some grayscale thing. Yeah, we get some grayscale thing with this. Okay, too dark. But yeah. So basically we get some distance thing with the when using the T value here. So we can use it based on as a basis for shading if we want to. So yeah. Okay. And then we can of course do some patterns with the colors and different shapes. Like now it's just spheres, but with cubes we can get more shape because we can do longer cubes. So it seems like the cubes kind of are like bars that twist with the kaleidoscope. And that's kind of nice effect, I think. So let's do a function for that. If I can remember the equation for the box. I'm trying to kind of do as much as I can by heart. Sometimes I just can't do much. Sometimes I just can't do much, like I said. That should have been min-max, by the way. And then I take the minimum of the maximums, right? Right? Yes. minimum of the maximums and 0. Yeah. The dimensions of that one. I hope it's something like that. So now we can change this a bit and do instead some box. Now the like radius dimensions are of course 3D, and now we have some boxes. And now we can twist the dimensions a bit. We can do this and just do the boxes so that they are really long. Oh, this should be, of course. They should also have height. So now it shows like the shape of the space folding quite well. Of course, there is this thing that it hits the camera time to time. We can do a sphere to the middle of the scene and just keep the camera inside the sphere so we know it won't get hit. But this is how I basically do these kind of things. And then one thing that I have done in one of my intros is to do half trace lights and mirrors, and that's a bit different thing. Because I can't do that on the live stream because it would kill my computer. I can't code highly demanding stuff with when streaming, because yeah, my computer just dies. I hope this helped at least a bit. We can also do this kind of very small. Let's just not spread this out a lot. Just keep it very tight. So it can be this kind of very tight box of cubes. And we can move more far away from it, so we can look the kaleidoscopic thing just forming there, and yeah, that's also kind of fun thing to do. Okay, this spreads it too much. And we can also do asymmetric amounts of the shift. So for example, like this. And now let's change the dimensions of the cubes to be very not symmetric. It's like a living creature. And this is how we can just explore the shapes. We can also use like just fixed amount of month of the rotation, so we don't fold like till forever. Okay. Yeah. I usually like to add something more than just one box to the scene. So let's name these. My naming convention is very bored. I know that, so excuse me for that. So I just basically name the objects like A, B, C, D if they are abstract. So I don't know what they are. And we can move the spheres a bit away from everything. Basically, yeah, from everything. Let's say that radius. Combining with the minimum. So now we have also spheres there in our creation, in our living shape. Let's see what happens if I do this. Oh, wow. Okay, we can set a color for the object basically. And do some kind of glow thing. To shade it more, shade it a bit better. So let's decide some color for the boxes that are very tall and thin. But very dominant in the scene. Let's do red. Or change. And then just some magical values here. And we want to do a symmetry of the box. And just add a tiny bit to it. I like to calculate the average of one glow, so that's why I use this variable here. And now we can just do this. Color times glow. Haha. Or color plus glow, actually. Yeah. And we probably want to tune it down a bit. So it's not that overpowering. Yeah, probably even more. And we have already a lot more colors, a lot more vibrant colors. So we can add another glow for the spheres. Let's do those spheres more bluish. Also a bit green to it. Okay, now I need to take the average of it. No, I don't even need to do this anymore. We can just use that for the coloring if we want. Or then we can do this and just use it as a multiplier. Yeah, not as a multiplier. Not a good idea. And we probably need to tune this down a bit. Not that much though. No, not the cube, but one more. So we can adjust the color space a bit. To get a bit more. And we can just do this. Yeah. And now we have nice kaleidoscopic effect with some weird coloring, weird shading. Because why not? Why not do weird shading if we can? Okay, this is actually the situation where I want to polish the colors a bit. Yes. And the rotations. okay. This is a chill tune. I think I want the spheres to be a bit larger than life. And then we can just do this so that it's not so tight in the space, but more like all around us. Okay, that's too bright. This is better. Okay, let's get rid of the glow for a bit to just check colors here. Okay, yeah, very muted. Use as okay. Okay. Now let's add the glow. And bit, not that much, but everything is shiny now. Yeah, that's the glow thing. I think I want to make the spheres to be kind of see-throughy thing, which looks like this. yeah, now they are just this kind of see-through things. The higher the value, the more kind of see-through those are. And then I'm gonna make the save sphere. I'm gonna use the normal space, unfolded space for that. And I'm gonna also check if the jam is starting. And sometime soon. So yeah, we should be live at Monsters Labels stream anytime soon. But yeah, I was about to change something here. Yeah, not so much see-through-y. Maybe there'll be more. Oh. Return. Oh, like save. I was doing the save. Let's do this kind of save. Okay. Now we have this kind of quite large sphere that cuts the scene, so it doesn't get any closer to the camera. It can be just like this, so it's quite tight. And now we can do again this. Let's put this. So yeah. So we should be live now. I'm gonna check the Twitch whether. Oh right. Somehow I was still like trying out control thing that I did yesterday, but I wasn't, so sorry for not updating the title. But yeah. My Twitch doesn't show that they are online, so let's check. But it's not. No, it's there. There it is. Okay. I think we are gonna go and join the Shader Jam now. So thanks for being here today with me, and let's go to the jam for a change. So yeah, there is the raid thing that you can copy paste if you want, and I'm gonna try to raid. If my Twitch kind of works, because sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, thank you so much, and see you next week.